Good evening, Chetan, Vishwas, Nikki, Ashutosh, Deepti, Venkat, Bhavna. Everyone, good evening. Good evening, Nishtha. Okay, so Rathore, good evening. Sir, answer is sent. Yes, yes, I have seen your answer. You have sent the answers. Good evening, Rahul. Revati, good evening. Jyoti, good evening, everyone. So just wait for another 1 or 2 minutes. Then I will first make announcement, and after that I will explain few things and then start new topic. So uh, announcement is regarding Zoom session. So Zoom session, one possibility is what we can do it after the class or before the class, right? So this Zoom session we can have even before the class or after the class. Yes, Vikas, it's for live class. See, live class we are streaming on the YouTube. Anyone can take the live class, but after that, paid students can access even the recorded portion also. VG sir, can you take your classes in the bilingual? Sorry, dear. Here we have to go for only in the English medium. English medium. Okay. And I don't think so you are going to face any understanding issue, right? I try to use very basic way of explaining, right? Because economics is a kind of subject where you have to go in a very basic manner. If you are going to be in the Shashi Tharoor mode, 90% student will not able to understand. So I do not go in the Shashi Tharoor mode. Most of the time I am in the Lalu Prasad Yadav mode, right? So don't worry. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Ringtone. Scam 1992. Sir, how much topics is left? If it is about to complete, then after the class session, if it will be take more time before the class session. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Dipti. Sir, kindly arrange any time before the class because after the class, I don't think so. Energy to continue. Okay. Nitin Mazhar, sir, will that be okay if I'll start your lecture from national income? I could not attend the previous lecture. Yes, Nitin. See, you can start any fresh topic. You can start with any fresh topic if there will be some sort of means, because generally what I'll do whenever I'm explaining any topic, whatever I have explained in the past, I'll try to incorporate it. Right. For example, when I was explaining the balance of payment and regarding the formation of IMF, I already explained that thing when I was explaining about the RBI, its currency function. I already explained that part. So don't worry. Any fresh topic you can start, national income or whatever you want start, you can start. Sir, when will be the Zoom session happen? I could join. Okay. Nitin, can I skip the RBI and the budget part now? Yes, yes, yes. You can start with the Harshad Bhai. Good evening, sir. Okay. So, okay, fine. So, what I was planning is uh, today it is not possible, right? So, what I was thinking that on 17th, that is today, I will try to start class little bit earlier, right? I will start class little bit earlier. Like I will start rather than right now. In last 2 days, I have started at 9, but tomorrow I will start at 8 to 10:30. Then after the short break, we can have a session at 10:30 p.m. One option. Another option is that either I can go for the morning, because the problem is this time means before the class. Before the class, see, I am a kind of the teacher. Before the class, I need at least 30 minutes to concentrate myself, right? I need concentration at least 15 to 20 minutes to go before the class, right? So before, immediately before the class is not possible, right? So either I should go for at 6 p.m. kind of the time, right? Or 10:30 p.m. So if anyone have a issue with respect to 10:30, I will give a proper break. Means if I am going to take a 10:30, definitely I will wind up the class somewhere around 9:55 or even 9:50. I will give 30 to 35 to 40 minutes so that you can take some food and get recharged. Then we will go for that Zoom session. Actually, the problem why I want to go for this timing, I'll tell you very honestly. The timing is because by this time I'm completely free. Before this means till then 7. Till then 7 I have multiple engagements. Right. I look over the administration part also apart from the academic part. So sometimes the call will come and I have to take it. For example, right now the call has came from the finance department and I have to take that call. I cannot skip that call. But generally by 9:30 there will be no call. But it is a high frequency time, 6 7 p.m. So I'm taking a Zoom session with you, and what will happen during the Zoom session? Most of the time maybe I'm engaged on the call. So I don't want this thing. I want to give you the proper time. Right. So this is the only reason why I'm requesting from my side 10:30 will be the ideal time. If if still you have any issue regarding this time, then whenever I will try to manage in the morning time when kind of the public holiday can be there, then I will try to manage another Zoom session, because I think I have to take at least 7 to 8 Zoom session. There are so many students. I was thinking that there will be only means 80 90 students, but there are the more than 450 students even in the paid group, and many still have not joined. So I think I have to take many Zoom sessions. So if you are not able to come up in this session, then another Zoom session I will have with you. No. I am in a private job, right? And I look over the administration of an institute of civil services. right? Apart from taking the classes, I also work with the administration part, right? I look over the administration also. So the point is, if there will be any payments and that payment is not properly cleared, so I have to tell them you have to make it sure that the payment which is made by the student should be reflected in the tax invoice properly. So in that context, finance department. Tomorrow you can't attend. Anyone have a reservation with this time? Like Nikki, she's not able to attend this time. No, I do not work with the analog. So anyone who is not able to join tomorrow, no need to worry, because what I believe that this session which I am going to start at 10:30, it will take some time, right? It will take some time, 1 or 1.5 hour, even maybe go for 2 hours. So any point of time, if you are able to join, because Holika Dahan will be there tomorrow. So maybe some people who are not able to join at 10:30, they can join a little bit later. Sir, I have exam on 20th, so I can attend the live session. Okay. Okay, those who do not able to join at 10:30 tomorrow, just drop a telegram message to me directly, to me. I will find some solution for you, don't worry. But I hope everyone is able to join at 10:30. अच्छा निकी, कोई इशू नहीं, नो इशू. Whosoever is not able to join at this point of time, 10:30 p.m., no need to worry. Just let me know. I will arrange a separate session for you people who are not able to join. But I'm requesting, if it is possible, please attend this time on 17th tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. Join that Zoom session. If you are not able to join, just drop a WhatsApp message. Sorry, this Telegram message to me. I will try to find some solution for you. विकुल प्रसाद सिंह सर, आप देखते हैं टेलीग्राम पर मैसेज. आई विल सी ऑल द मैसेजेस on telegram through notification, right? The problem with me is what, if I'm going to open your message, I feel that I am bound to reply you whatever you have asked me. So, and the thing is I want to reply when I can give you the proper time. So tomorrow, if I'm going to take the Zoom session, I am going to give you the full time. No, I'm not going to end the session till then your queries are going to be over. I'm not going to end the session. So the problem with me is that I consider it as a problem. I am a kind of person, if I want to give you the time, I will give you the full time. Means no like that, okay, rest of the thing I will take it later. I can't do that thing. So in the notification, I generally see the messages who has dropped the message, and whenever I'll find the time, I'll give the time. So this is why sometimes you feel that I'm ignoring, but I'm not ignoring. The point is I want to give my full time to you whenever I'm able to manage it. Sir, only live chat people or all paid? This session is only for, I mean, yesterday's means 10:30 p.m. session is for only live people who are coming in the live, and they have messaged me yesterday. Only those people are going to get the invitation, right? I will send the invitation to them. They can come and join. For the rest of the people, I will create a Google form, and in that Google form, in the alphabetical order, I will invite, and I will have a Zoom session with them. 7 दिन हो गए, चलो अच्छा आज रिप्लाई कर देता हूँ. जस्ट एक रिमाइंडर मैसेज डाल देना एक रिमाइंडर मैसेज डाल देना आज, आई विल रिप्लाई यू श्योर. I have sent Mr. Okay, okay. So this is about Zoom session tomorrow at 10:30. Now another announcement is this is regarding the syllabus, right? Regarding the syllabus, one is your syllabus, right? And it is written in the one order, right? So they wrote that order according to them, right? But when we are supposed to teach and teach in the proper manner, we have our own order. That own order starts, which I have started in your batch, is I have started with RBI. I have finished with the RBI. Then I went to public finance, right? I explained the public finance, especially budget and related thing I have explained, right? Then we went for balance of payment, right? Even before the balance of payment, I have taken some issues like poverty, right? Poverty and its definition, how it's being defined. So all these things I have explained, and now I am going to explain financial market. So when you have a proper broader understanding, basic fundamental understanding of all these topics, when you have proper and basic fundamental understanding of these topics, then it is going to be easier for you to understand the analytical part of the syllabus of RBI grade B. So that is why I will finish first financial market, then I will go to the analytical part. What is analytical part? For example, this is your syllabus, right? This is your syllabus. So in this syllabus, few things like this: changing landscape of banking sector, structural and concern in the banking system, impact of global financial crisis 2007-8 and the Indian response. Similarly, recent development in the financial market. Again, debt management. Debt management, fiscal policy, and debt management. I explained fiscal policy, but how the debt management and how it is being related to other part like monetary policy and balance of payment. So these are some analytical topics, right? Striking a balance between inflation, growth, monetary policy, and fiscal policy. Fine. Sustainable development and environmental related issues. Few more topics like political economy and public finance, industrial development in India, agriculture sector in India, services sector in India. So these are what? These are some analytical topics. International Economic Institution, IMF and World Bank. So generally it's very easy to tell about IMF and World Bank. Just do the copy, paste, and make a PPT and explain you. Right? It's quite easy. But when we discuss the WTO have the issue of agriculture, subsidies. Right. So you must know the agriculture, you must know the subsidies related issues. If you are not able to understand, then it is what? It is the basic kind of factual things which I can teach you, and you can say, okay, fine, my part is done. So all these parts, regional economic cooperation, international economic issues. So until unless you are not able to understand, you have not understood what the basic part which I have mentioned here, to get the proper understanding of all these analytical topics is quite difficult, right? All these topics, social structure in India, multiculturalism, demographic trend, right? Urbanization and migration, all these topics are more analytical in nature. So understanding those topics needs some basic understanding of the fundamental topics of the economics, right? So this is why I have made this change. I will explain the financial market first, then I will come back to all these topic, right? सर आई सेंड मैसेज yesterday on the telegram विपुल श्रीवास्तव. Yes, of course. कल जवाब मिलेगा. इंशाल्लाह है रिमाइंडर मैसेज. Vishwas and Vikulp are getting more sarcastic. Hmm? So these topics I'm going to cover once the financial market I'm going to cover. After covering the financial market, I will come back to all these topics one by one. And while doing those topics, quick and short revision will be also there so that you can recall all those things, right? Which I have given you, means I have explained you earlier. Okay, fine. So this is the reason why I'm not going forward with these topics right now. Means after exporting export and import policy, I can start with the international economic institutions like IMF, World Bank, and WTO. Right, and I can give you the basic facts about these institutions. But the role of IMF is going to have an impact on the Indian financial market. Or you can see that you already have seen that what happened in the India. If you see the growth of financial market here, this is the topic. Topic is what? International Economic Institution, IMF, World Bank, and WTO. Right, one topic. Another topic is here is another topic is here is recent development in the financial market. So when we discuss the recent development in the financial market, what they mean? They mean the recent development from 1992 onwards, right? 1992 onwards, they can take as a question. So when they are taking from 1992 onwards, in that case, the role of IMF pushed reforms. What we did in the 1992, that was pushed by the IMF, right? So IMF played a very important, significant role for India's LPG reforms, right? So after that, the growth of financial market started in India, and now that is a phenomenal growth, right, of the financial market in India. So if you do not know the relation between the financial market, right, and the IMF, it is futile to explain you the IMF here. Otherwise, if you will go to the Wikipedia, even they are going to give you the basic content related to IMF, where its headquarters is, who is the head, what is the SDR, right? All this basic information is available everywhere. The main issue is what? To analyze it in such a manner so that you can develop some good understanding to write a good answers also. Fine. So this is the reason why I have decided first to explain the financial market, then I will go to the rest of the part, the analytical part, right? Okay. So financial market, we have to start. Before going that, if you have any question, if you have any doubt related to the syllabus completion or something like that, please ask me, I will answer, then I will move forward. Chapter wise MCQ. See, regarding chapter wise MCQ is for me to find out the MCQ. If I have MCQs, I can segregate it, but I cannot make the MCQs. It is not possible for me. I'll tell you very honestly, it is not possible for me to make MCQs question, right? Because they take too much time, and making question is not just sufficient. You have to provide a proper, valid explanation. What I am seeing last few days, many of the students, they have sent question to me, ki sir, this is the question, and I have clicked on this answer, and my answer is wrong, and this is the answer. So there is lot of incorrect information, bad explanation, invalid explanation they have given, because they do not have any accountability. So this is the reason I just want to keep away from MCQ. Why? Because it's a time consuming. If you want to give the good MCQs, it is a time consuming process. Make a good question, then give a proper explanation so that student who is attempting, he will get the proper knowledge, right? So this is why this is the problem. If somebody is going to provide me the question, then I can segregate and I can tell you that this question will go in this chapter, this question will go in that chapter. So this is the technical problem related to go for the chapter wise MCQ. Sir, what about management classes and English is to? Because I think this thing you should discuss with Ashok sir, because I do not have any knowledge in that sense. Means I am responsible for my portion only. But I will discuss with Ashok sir and I'll let you know. Sir, any suggestion where we could the practice? The questions which are available on our platform, you can practice from there. Okay then. Shubham, I have this issue in my mind because I feel that those people who are providing all these platform, you can come at our platform and you can do the mocks and practice. They are, first of all, they are not giving the quality questions, and their question are like more in the trap in the nature rather than giving you the genuine opportunity to do the practice. They are trap in the nature. They want to scare you so that you can join their course, right? That is their main objective. The objective is not to provide you the good practice. If you are going to provide me the good practice, I'm more comfortable to join your course. But they have the different tactic. Here at grade B, our tactic is what? Our tactic is provide the good quality content in terms of classes and material so that student get attracted and purchase the course. Whereas other strategy is to create a fear, right? Create a fear and make them like, if you are not going to join my course, you are going to not selected, right? So the MCQ platforms are doing this thing, and we do not believe. And personally, I do not believe, and Ashokji do not believe in this strategy. So this is why generally we do not recommend any platform or something like that. You should try to practice from them. I will try to find a good book. I will go to the market on this next 2 to 3 days. I will go to the market, and if I will find any good book, I will suggest. Book I can suggest. Venkat, I will take this question in the Zoom session. Thank you. Chalo, let's start the financial market. Lot of things we have discussed. Now we have to start the financial market. Financial market is basically a part of financial system, right? So the term basic finance, when we talk about this term finance, anyone want to explain this term? What is finance? What is finance? I already explained earlier. So without taking too much time, I'm going to just brief you. When we talk about the finance, it involves it involves there is a need of fund. There are people, institutions are ready to provide that fund, right? So whenever we will talk in the very simplest way about the finance, what is finance? Finance is a kind of activity which involve lending and financing. Means financing, lending, some person will be there who want that resource or capital or money, whereas other person have that resource so that he can provide and make some money, right? So basically they are the two constituent of any finance system, whereas one person who is in need and other person who is having the ability to fulfill that need. But both people, there is a person A who need funds and there is a person B who have the ability to provide that fund. So he is in need and he is having an ability to fulfill that need. Ability to fulfill that need. But here, what you have to understand, he is here for making profit. So main objective of person A here is to make profit. Similarly, B just not want to provide you the help with providing those funds and assistance. He also want to make the money. Right. So primary objective is to generate income. And for the purpose of generating income, there are some people who need funds so that they can generate the income. And there are the people, organization who have those funds, and with those funds, they want to generate the income. Right. So this is the basic nature of any financial system. Right. So it's just a basic basic philosophy of financial system. Right. Any study of money flow and regulation. Definition, whatever the definition you want to make, just understand the philosophical part. What is the philosophical part of a financial system? Right. So financial system, if there are the people who are in need, right? There are the people who are in need and there are the people who are having an ability to fulfill those needs. So one thing we can do and allow to happen this thing on the free basis, means there is a no regulation kind of the thing. It can happen on the demand and supply basis, right? For example, in India before 1988, before 1988 the financial market was not regulated properly, right? It was minimum regulation and it was basically fundamentally based on what demand and supply system ki who need the fund, they will go to that market, and who have the ability to provide those finance, they will also go to the market to make the money, right? It was not properly regulated. But when the scam held in India happened in India, after that the regulation was required. So as the volume of the people who need money, the volume of the people who need money and volume of the people who can provide those money is going to increase, then there is bound need of having regulators who can regulate this system. So that is why any financial system have regulators, right? Whereas what is market? Market is a place where buyer and seller will meet. Buyer and seller will meet. So regulator is there who can regulate the market activity, right? Market itself and the buying and selling options. So regulator will be the part, and market is a place where the buyers and seller will meet for the purpose of selling and purchasing. So that selling and purchasing, if it is of commodity, so it is going to be the commodity market. If that buying and selling is happening, what the buying and selling is happening for the commodities, it will be called as a commodity market. If in that market there is a selling and purchasing of foreign currencies, then it is a foreign currency market. In the last class I have explained about you, it's a foreign currency market. If in that market the financial instruments like bonds, shares, debentures, all these being are sold and purchased, then it will be known as financial market, right? Commodity market, financial market, money market, right? So another forex market. So it is the nature of goods or services are being sold and on the basis we will define that market: currency market, commodity market, money market, capital market. So the prefix is being there means whatever the prefix. For example, the prefix is capital market, right? Capital market, money market, then forex market, forex market. So all these prefix are defining the nature of the market, right? Mutual fund market. Okay, so all these prefix generally they do define the nature of that market. Okay, so this is very basic fundamental understanding about the financial market. Sir, any study? Okay, Jyoti, we finance a car or house. So it is how one purchase is generating the income. See, you want to purchase a car. For purchase a car, you went to the financial market, right? You went to the financial market. Who will finance? Who will finance you? A bank or NBFC? So you went to the market, na, as a buyer. So you went to the market where there are the people who are being there to assist you, to help you, right? So you went to the market because you need funds. You need funds. Maybe your objective is not to make an income, right? Maybe your objective is not to make an income, but you went to that market where the people are there to make the money by financing you. So you went to the market, right? Otherwise you can ask for your family friends also, कि just give me 3 lakh rupees or 5 lakh rupees, I want to purchase the car, I will return you after 4 to 5 years. Are they going to give you the money? No, because they know that that money if I'll give him, then I'm not going to get anything, and there is a high probability the person is not going to even return that money. Whereas if I will put that money in the bank account or in the shares, I am going to have an ability to make the money, right? Sir, what is the impact of VVR in liquidity? अरे पांडे जी, ये कहां से क्वेश्चन आ गया? यहाँ पे हम फाइनेंशियल मार्केट की बात कर रहे हैं. वी आर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट द फाइनेंशियल मार्केट एंड यू आर आस्किंग अबाउट what is the impact of variable reverse repo. Yeah? Reverse repo means what? Reverse repo means RBI is going to borrow. RBI is going to borrow from the commercial banks. That means what? The liquidity which is available in the market, it is going to be drained out by the RBI. So liquidity is going to decrease in the market. Okay. Now, so this is what the fundamental understanding of the financial market. And as I told you, on the basis of what is being selling and being purchasing in the market, we define the market, right? So basically the market is known as, one market is known as capital market, right? One is known as capital market and other is money market. Foreign exchange market. Any other market? Any other market? Anyone want to suggest any other kind of market apart from capital market, money market, and foreign exchange market? Commodity market. Okay. Primary and secondary are the part of any market. It's a kind of type. Means it is a classification. Classification. You can classify capital market in primary and secondary, money market in primary and secondary, exchange market in primary and secondary. Okay, commodity market. Share market will come under this capital market. Bullion market, yes, you can say that bullion market, but bullion market is a part of commodity market itself. So one we can add it here is commodity market. Any other? Securities market, Prachi, securities market, any financial market is going to be kind of what, uh, even on the commodity, whenever we are going to have an agreement to purchase the commodities, we have to make a proper promise, right? In the market, when you are lending or borrowing, right, when you are raising the money through lending, borrowing, so entire financial market, all this market will go and run only on the proper promise. Proper promise means मम्मी कसम से काम नहीं चलेगा. You have to give in return. You will return that money or whatever the things are going to happen in the financial market. So that's why we say that what financial market, especially the term is used organized market. Organized financial market. Classic example. For example, in India, what is happening? People will go for satta. Cricket, IPL matches, lot of satta is happening. So people are betting unofficially. People are betting unofficially, right? So that was a kind of illegal, illegal and unorganized, where on the basis of verbal promise, people are doing the transactions, right? Whereas in the financial market, most of the things are going to be done on the paper only, right? So securities is going to be used there. And when you are going to make a promise on paper, you are going to make a promise on paper, we called it as a securities, right? So when you use the term securities market, you can use for the capital market, you can use for money market, you can use for them also. For example, foreign exchange market and commodity market. But here the main impact force is what? Foreign currency, and here is commodity. So generally this term security market is used for the purpose of mentioning the capital market and money market. Whereas here the main thing is what? Foreign currency and commodity. So generally we do not use this term securities market. However, if we will use the term more liberally, the security market, all these things will come under this ambit. Why? Because security means what? A paper, written paper guarantee. And in the organized market where we are going to sell or purchase anything, we are going to do this thing on the proper paper with whatever the tax are applicable there, it is going to be applicable. So we can largely we can say that security market or financial market को भी आप क्या बोल सकते हो? Security market बोल सकते हो. Promissory notes, they are the part of money market. Spot exchange, it is a part of foreign exchange market. Currency market. Securities come under the capital market and in the primary and secondary market. Because it also come under the money market. It's not just related to capital market, it also equally valid for what? It is equally valid for money market. And similarly in the foreign exchange market, if you are going to do what? There are two kind of exchange I told you in that class, one is a spot and other is forward. So for forward, you must have to agree on the paper कि on particular date we are going to do this thing. Again, swap agreement had must be done on the paper. So securities, on the basis of the securities, forward and swap will be done. So it is a part of that thing. Yes, mutual fund market. Okay. Are Deepak Pandey, I already explained why you are asking the same question again. I already explained mutual fund market. So apart from all these things, these are the basic fundamental part of financial market: capital market, money market, foreign exchange market, and commodity market. Basically, fundamentally, the origin of financial market, the origin of financial market all over the world, it starts with what? Capital market. And capital market allowed the development of money market. And gradually, when the capital market and money market and trade and commerce all over the world started expansioning, right? So we have seen the foreign exchange market and commodity market, right? So when market, listen very carefully here, when markets start developing, right, the olive branches of market is going to expand all over the area, right? So if in India capital market is going to grow, capital market grown over the years, and that growth allowed the development of mutual fund market, right, exchange traded funds, right? So all these things will also develop. So commonly we use the term here is, the term is used for any other market is like derivative derivative market. So some financial product is derived from some other thing, right? So it is derived from other thing. So we use the common term is derivative market. So apart from understanding these three basic fundamental, four fundamental market, all other instruments we can put in the derivative market. No, stock market, stocking of what? The term stock means you are holding something. Stock, I have a stock of what? I have a stock of suppose that, क्या बोलूं मैं? I means I love to eat sweets, so I'll say that I have a stock of 10 kg of what? Kaju katli, and 5 kg of milk cake, and 3 kg of gulab jamun, right? So this is what I have a stock, right, for my personal consumption. But if I have this stock for the selling purpose, right, so we will use the term stock. So stock can be used here also, in the capital market, even in the money market, or even in the foreign exchange market and commodity market. So when you are holding anything, right, when you are holding anything, then it can be called as a stock. But in India, especially in India, the entire capital market is known as what? Stock market. Stock market. Or it is also known as share market. So capital market is not just a share market. It's not limited to the share market. Stock market means where the things are being securities which are being stocked, securities. The securities which are in the stock, they are going to be sold, and it is going to be sold and purchased, right? So stock market is a generic term, right? It's a generic term. Like it's what? Stock market or डोलो, ठीक है? Public बोलती क्या? डोलो ले लो. So डोलो is a a kind of generic medicine, right? So stock market is a generic term. So there is any difference between stock and shares? Stock comprise of stock may be comprised of what? Shares, debt securities, swap agreements. So stock is a generic term which can be used for what? Whatever you are holding, right? Stock of food grains. So stock is a generic term which can incorporate shares, debentures, or anything. So whatever you are able to have a stock, right? So it can be used for that thing. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. So basically, first what I will do, when I'm going to explain this financial market. First, I will explain the market of capital market and money market. Capital market and money market. Then I will explain other things, right? Because other markets are going to be developed. Means if you will look from the past, right? Look from the past, they are these two fundamental markets, right? And on the basis of those fundamental market, other market start developing, right? So for example, this is an area where there is no building is there, right? But gradually one tower and another tower is being constructed by some builder in this area. So if this tower is being constructed, so some supermarket kind of the thing, some kind of the daily help kind of the requirements, so some people and some other things will automatically come in this area. So similarly here in the financial market, capital market and money market, they are two basic fundamentals. So first we have to understand these two basic fundamental, then we are going to other understand other things like derivative market or mutual fund market, exchange traded fund, currency market. All this thing we can understand later. But first we have to understand the basic fundamental, and we will start with the any of them. किसी से भी start कर सकते हैं. But you must know why these market are there. Just give me a second. Can ETF will be termed as a stock? Yes. Like coaching के बाहर bookshops is an example of derivative market. Yes, 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 yes. They are related to that. So please continue the main lecture and take the doubts at the end so that flow. Okay. Okay. So so these are the two basic things, right? Regarding when we discuss about the financial market. This market is for long term capital requirements, whereas money market is for working capital requirement. Working capital requirement and money market is for what? Money market is for working capital requirement. Okay, so just try to understand with very basic example. There is one shop A, pawn shop, right? Second is shop B, sweet shop. Okay. Third is jewelry shop. So there are three person A, person B, and person C. They are the three owners, different owner of different shop. So when A, B, and C are going to open their shop in the morning, they are going to their shop. They are going to their shop to open that shop in the morning. So tell me, who need 100 rupees in his pocket so that he can start his transaction, today's transaction? Who need 1000 to 5000 to start their daily transaction, and who need 50,000 to 1 lakh, right? Because when we open our business in the morning, right, so some transactions will be there, right? So the transaction, for the purpose of transactions, somebody is going to purchase few things and then you have to provide the change and all. So for that purpose you need some funds, right? You need some funds, and we called it as a working capital. We called it as a working capital. So there is a need of working capital. So probably 100 is required for whom? 100 is required for this A, pawn shop, right? 1000 to 5000 rupees in cash is requirement of what? B. Whereas 50,000 to 1 lakh is a requirement of what? C, right? So that is why there are some very smart thief, right? They are very smart thief. They know that the jeweler who is going to open his shop even in the early morning, he definitely have good amount of cash in his pocket, right? Rather than they try to snatch from the panwadi, they are going to attack on the jeweler because they know that he need more working capital, right? So in this way, the working capital requirement is required for even a small shop owner, right? So even if a small shop owner need the fund, similarly, if it's a big business house, it's a big business house and they are doing a business at very large scale, then obviously they also need working capital. Working capital. So I hope you got the understanding of the working capital, right? Now similarly, if now this pawn shop, orange sweet shop, and jewelry shop, they want to expand their business, they want to expand their business, if they want to expand their business, that expansion is not possible with this amount. Clearly, with this kind of the amount, it is not possible to go for expansion. They need more and huge amount of money in order to what? In order to expand their business, right? And why they want to expand their business? Because after expanding their business, they are looking for the better opportunity and to generate more income. But in order to expand their business, they need more money, number one, and they need more money for longer duration. Because if you are going to borrow big amount, then you also need long time to repay it, right? If you are going to borrow small amount, then definitely you can repay that small amount in a small amount of time also. But when you need a big amount for expansion, right, so the expansion will take some time, fine. And once the expansion will happen, during the expansion time you are not able to generate any other income during the expansion time. Once the expansion will be over and your business is going to expand it, then you are able to make more money, fine. So that is why you need, sometimes you need more. When you need more fund for the longer duration, you should go to that market where the people are ready to fund for longer duration, right? In the money market, the instruments which are used, the instrument which are used in the money market, they are for what? They are for the short term or very short term. What is objective? Objective is working capital requirement. Working capital requirement, fine. Whereas when you need a money for longer duration, and the objective is what? To go for expansion, or you need to go for another venture, something like that, then you need money for long or very long term. Long on very long term. And what is objective? Objective is long term capital requirements. Production capacity. So, for example, Reliance Industries (RIL). So, Reliance Industries Limited is basically focused on the business of what? Crude oil related, oil, gas, and energy. So, they are basically focused on the non-renewable energy business. Non-renewable energy business means they are involved in the business of natural gas and petroleum products, and they do have the refineries. Fine, and they are doing good in their area. However, suppose that if their chairman, Mukesh Ambani, he is going to announce that we are going to enter in the renewable energy market. We are also going to enter in the renewable energy market, and we have planned to invest. We are having a plan to invest at least $4 billion in next 5 years. So if he is making this statement, what we need, we are going to enter in the renewable energy market, and for that we are planning to invest $4 billion, right? $4 billion, it is somewhere around going to be 2.5 lakh crores. 2.5 lakh crores they are going to spend in this renewable energy market within 5 years. And you know that it is a huge amount. right? So obviously for this he is not going to money market. He is not going to money market because money market is a market for what? Working capital requirement, and $4 billion is a huge amount. So some people can predict ki, okay, it's a big amount, then what? Mukesh Ambani is a very rich person. He's a very rich person. He can put his money from his pocket and he is going to invest, right? But Mukesh Ambani, apart from being a rich man, he is a businessman, right? So who is a true businessman? True businessman is never going to put his entire money on the risk on his own. The good businessman or the best businessman is what? He is going to attract people. You can put your money with me, and in my vision and leadership, I am going to build an empire and all of you are going to be benefited with that. So this is what he is going to tell you. But actually the main point is if he is going to invest entire of his amount only, then definitely if there any loss, he have to bear entire loss. He must have to bear the entire loss if he is going to put all this money from his own funds or whatever the wealth he have. If he is going to put that 4 billion from his own wealth, he can do that. He can do that because he have this capacity. He has this capacity to invest easily $4 billion from his own wealth, right? But he's not going to do that. Definitely he's not going to do that. What he will do, he will use some of his wealth and he is going to tap money from common people so that everyone can involve. Nutshell, he do not want to take entire risk on his own. He just want to share the risk among the people. Yes, he must. If his venture is going to make the profit, then definitely all those people who are going to take a risk, he will be benefited. That's true, right? But the bottom line is I do not want to put my entire money on the risk. So that is why I will proliferate that risk among the other people while providing an opportunity to them so that they can earn, right? So this is why even the big business houses or very rich people, even they have full capacity, they can fund the entire project on their own money. They don't do this thing. They go to where? They go to the market. They go to the market and request to the people provide the money. Same thing is also for the money market. I told you Reliance have big business. Reliance have a big business, kind of refinery kind of the business. Entire money they can hold it on their own. But they also know that it is going to have a risky part. So even for the working capital requirement, if they feel, they can go for the market, right? Because sometimes what happens, students are not able to understand this thing. Why Mukesh Ambani? Why Mukesh Ambani is entering in the market? Uske paas paise ki kya kami hai? What kind of the fund scarcity he have? He has one of the richest man in the world, top 5 richest man in the world. So what kind of fund he need? He has a wealth of how much? More than 50 to $100 billion, right? So why Tesla is selling their shares? Elon Musk is the richest man, right? So being a rich is a different thing, being as a businessman is a different thing. So as a businessman you always think in the rational manner, right? Being as a just a rich man, then you are going to do few things which is not rational just for your satisfaction, right? So for example, those people who have seen this Batman movie, right? So who is a Batman? Who is a Batman? Batman is a what? He's a businessman. He portray himself as a businessman, but actually he is not a businessman, right? What he is doing, he is purchasing the things, luxury things, on for his own satisfaction. So that's why the board of his company want to remove him, right? So sometimes this happen. You have founded this company and every platform you are saying that I have formed this company, I have found this company. Fine, you found that company, but right now in that company, apart from you, common man's hard earned money is also being put, right? It is also being put. So we need a professional people who can handle the management. At a point of time, Steve Jobs, he was removed from the Apple. He was removed from the Apple, right? So the point is what? Why companies have a board of management board, something like that. So when the involvement of the common man will be there, so there must be the professional and rational way of doing the business. If you are not going to do, then definitely you will also be thrown out, right? And to make it proper and regulated, that's why we have a company act, that's why we have a SEBI, so that companies function should be work in the proper ethical manner. Apart from having all these things, still you can see that a lot of scams, lot of things happen. For example, Anish Grover, he every platform he's using and he's saying that I am a founder of this company, I'm a founder of this company, I'm a founder of this company. Fine, you are a founder of this company, that's fine, very good, very nice. But in the name of being a founder of this company, you cannot misappropriate the funds. You cannot misappropriate the funds, because the fund is not of just yours. The fund is coming from the common people, right? If it is only your fund, whatever you want to do, you can do it. Fine. So this is why, to be a part of market, to be the part of market who need a fund, I need a fund from you. So there are certain set of rules and regulations for me to enter in the market, right? So that I cannot cheat you. Similarly, when you want to invest your money in the capital market, regulator is going to make sure that you should not be cheated, right? So thus fundamental things they are going to let you know. So in this way, this market, capital market and money market, came in the existence. Sir, please provide the PDF of syllabus which you have shown in the starting of this class. Okay, I will share. That becomes the issue of corporate governance. That depends. Deepak, that depends how many share of that company is in the market. If 1 lakh shares of that company is being there, then it will be depend upon the what about the voting rights is being given to the whom, right? So how many number of shares, that is a what, that is kind of the dicey thing. We cannot make a judgment on this. If you hold 1 share, do you have a voting right or not? So that depends upon the company constitution. Raj, let me start. I will let you know who will provide and who will get it from here. Basically, for right now, to just answer your question is, who will provide, provided by basically by RBI and commercial banks. RBI and commercial banks, they are main lender in the money market. Though at the same time they also borrow. They also borrow from the market. Any other question? Okay. So now understand one more basic thing. One is two terms. One is primary market and other is secondary market. What they are, where they are, I will explain it later. But first, try to learn what it is. What do you mean by the primary market or secondary market? Then I will let you know कि these primary and secondary market are the part of which market, right? For example, I have given you the kind of understanding here. There is a capital market, money market, foreign exchange market, and commodity market, and derivative market, right? So now I'm using these two terms, primary and secondary market. Once you will know what is primary market and secondary market, you are automatically going to know where they are going to be placed. Fine. So for just your understanding, what is primary market? Suppose that there is a company A, and company A want to borrow 5,000 crores, right? Or 500 crores. 500 crores they want to borrow, right? To borrow that 500 crores, they have decided to issue a paper, right? Every paper is of having the worth of 500 rupees, or in other words, from here, please pay attention, huh? Please pay attention. They want to borrow how much? 500 crores. So they are issuing a paper, right? They are issuing a paper and they are mentioning that this paper is having the worth of how much? 550 rupees. This paper is having a worth of 550 rupees. What is the date? 16th, और कल की डेट डाल देते हैं 17th of March 2022. What is the value of this paper? 550 rupees. Okay. So what he is saying that this paper is having the worth of 550 rupees and I am ready to sell at discount of rupees 50. I am ready to sell at the price of discount of 50. Whosoever will purchase this paper I promise to pay rupees 550 on 16th March 2023. Right? So this paper is giving a security. This paper is giving a security to the person who is going to purchase this paper. What security? Because he is making a promise on the paper that this paper is having a worth of how much? 550 rupees. If you will purchase this paper, then what? Then I will provide you this paper at the discount of 550 rupees, right? So A is a company and Z is a person. Z person is interested to purchase this paper. If he want to purchase this paper, how much he have to pay? He have to pay right now 500 rupees, but after 1 year he will get how much? 550. That means his 500 rupees investment is going to give him 10% return. 10% return, right? 10% return. So he how much they want to borrow? They want to borrow 500 crores. They want to borrow 500 crores and they issued a paper on which it is written 550, but they are issuing on the discount, and after 1 year you are going to get how much? 550, right? So they issued total 1 crore paper. They issued 1 crores paper. So even a common person or the person who is having very short amount of income, even he can invest by purchasing one paper by investing 500 rupees, right? And this paper, it is used for raising the debt, and it is a security. So we will call it as a debt security. Debt security issued by company A. So company A have issued the debt security, and each paper is having the face value of 550 available at the discount of 50 rupees. Right? He can also go for this paper. Paper is having the face value of 500 and we will give you the return of 550. That instrument also can be issued, but rather than issuing this paper, he have issued this paper. So just try to understand why he have not issued this paper. Because in this paper, clearly you can see that profit is of 50 rupees is mentioned. Right? Profit of 50 rupees is clearly mentioned. You are going to purchase at the price of 500 and you will get how much? 50 rupees extra. So when A is going to repay you, he will deduct TDS, tax deduction at source of income. So rather than paying you 550, he will pay you 545. Why? The profit of 50 he is going to give you, and as per income tax law, he have to pay you after tax deduction of 10% minimum. So 10% will be deducted and you will get how much? 545. Right? If he is going to use this paper, you will get 545. Right? Later on, you can tell the taxation department while filing your income tax return, you can mention that ki whatever the profit I have generated from here and the tax is being deducted. आपने ITR department को बताया, you told the ITR department the 5 rupees which you have means you got from the company A, this 5 rupees is not under Tata tax, so return that money. So your income tax return will be there and they will return your 5 rupees. But this entire process will take 1 to 2 years. Only then you will get this 5 rupees. Whereas if you are using this paper, this is having the face value of 550 and maturity value of 550. Face value is also 550, maturity value is also 550. But he has issued on the discount. So when he will repay, at the point, he will repay 550. He will repay the 550. But it doesn't mean that you are not supposed to pay the tax. You may have to declare that I have later on when you will file your income tax. When you will file your income tax, you will tell the taxation department that see, through this paper, I earned 50 rupees as a profit. But that 50 rupees is still in that part of my income which do not come under the tax slab. So that's why I'm not going to pay any tax to you on this income. Right? So here you have to tell the taxation department that I do not have any tax liability on this instrument. Here your money 5 rupees is already deducted in advance and later on you have to go for a claim, only then they will return. So here is a better opportunity for you to make full amount of profit, right? So that is why this kind of the discount instruments are more used or generally used rather than this kind of the paper. So I hope you understood what is the meaning of discounting. What is the meaning of discounting and why they are used? Because if discounting is not being done, then the person who is going to purchase, like you are going to purchase, your money will be, profit will be under the advance tax. But here the discounted paper do not come under the category of advanced taxation, right? And that's why it is being more prominent or more attraction in comparison to the such kind of the paper. Clear? Okay. So suppose that X person, he purchased, how many papers are there? 1 crore paper. Each paper having 550 face value at the discount of how much? At the discount of 50. So X person, suppose that he purchased 100 papers. He purchased 100 papers. Fine. He purchased 100 paper. That means how much he has invested? 50,000. Total investment, how much he did? If he is going to purchase the 100 paper, each paper is having the value of how much? Each paper is having the value of 500 rupees. So he invested 50,000. Right? Now from here I will explain you how the primary and secondary market will work. So on 17th March 2022, he invested 50,000 rupees. He invested 50,000 rupees and he is expecting how much? On 16th March, he is going to get how much? 55,000. That is 50k principal plus 5k interest. Right? So from March onwards, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So now we are moving from 17th of March to 17th of September for the same person. On 17th of September, he found that there is a company, there is a company who are, there is a company and company is offering like this company offered him this company offered him a paper and the paper is having the face value of 550 and the maturity value of 550 available at the 50 rupees discount. Similarly, there is another company here and this company is offering 580 face value and 580 maturity value at the discount of 80 rupees. This company is offering the discount of how much? 80 rupees. Right? So you have to invest how much? You have to invest, or more better understanding, it will be better 600 and 600. Right? But they are offering the discount of how much? 100. They are offering the discount of 100. That means you have to pay 500 and how much you will get? You will get 600 after 1 year. What is the date? Date of issue is 17th September 2022 and what is the date of maturity? 17th or 16th September 2023. Right? And he can see that here the profit is how much? 20%. Right? So he want to purchase this paper. But the problem with this person is he already made his investments. He already made his investment. He was having the 50,000 as a surplus. He already put this investment. Right? He already made the investment. Now he do not have a money. So what he decided? He decided that, okay, 6 months. 6 months. Right? What is the interest of 12 month? 12 month interest is 5,000. Right? That means 6 month interest is 2,500. Right? 2,500. So what he did, he went to another person known as M. M के पास गया ये. This person X, he went to M and he offered कि see, I have 100 securities, debt securities, right? 100 debt securities, and I am offering you that debt security at the price of 50,000 or 52,000. I'm offering you how much? How much I'm offering you? I'm offering you at the price of 52,000. Right? So actually the value on what? The value on September 16th, the value is 52500. But he is offering at 52,000. Why? Because he want to attract person A so that he can purchase. So person A sorry, person M. If person M is going to purchase it at the price of 52,000, that means after 6 months, he is going to get 55,000. In 6 months, he will get 55,000. So how much profit he is going to make? 3,000. He is going to make the 3,000 as a profit. If he suppose that the X is not going to sell this security, he is going to get how much? He is going to get 55,000. That is the interest of 5,000 at the maturity. But even before the maturity, he want to sell it. Why he want to sell it? Because he want to invest his money in the more profitable thing. More profitable thing. Right? So in order to invest his money in the more profitable thing, first he has to lay off his existing investments. Right? So he offered that securities at the price of 52,000, and the person M, he thought that ki, okay, in the 6 month how much I am going to make? 3,000. So M has purchased this security, and whatever the money he received, 52,000, he has invested in this paper. Right? So if all this thing happen, you can see that the security issued by A, first it went to whom? Person X. And from person X, this security went to person M. Person M. So first it went to person X, and from X it went to person M. So this market is primary market, and this market is secondary market. So when a company, listen, when a company issue their shares or debt security in order to raise money, here this company went for the borrowing. They also can go for what? Selling their shares. So when any company sell their shares or they went for a debt security first time in the market or directly to the market, not first time, directly to the market, then it is a primary market. So company A went to whom? The market, and they borrow the money, right? They borrowed the money. So this market is known as primary market. And after that, it was sold again, then we will call it as a secondary market. So when company directly go for market, and in that market they are selling their shares or their debt security, that market is known as primary market, right? Whereas when those securities or debt securities are being sold and purchased again, then we will call it as a what? That is known as a secondary market. Fine? Is it clear? Primary market and secondary market clear? What is the primary market and what is the secondary market? Okay. Anyone have a doubt? Acha. Okay. Now, one more thing I just want to let you know, and it's very simple, and you are going to understand in one shot. In one shot, you are able to understand. Many times you heard about credit rating companies. credit rating companies. Yes, yes, Vishaka. First time, as well as it's not just a first time. Every time, whenever the company is going to issue their shares and their shares are being purchased, right? When a company is going to sell their shares first time or any time, once their share are being purchased, right? That market is known as a primary market, and from there, when they are again sold and purchased, then it is a secondary market. So I hope you heard about this name, credit rating companies. Credit rating companies like Standard and Poor, Fitch, right? And another one, Standard Poor, Fitch, and another is. Can anybody remind the name? There are big three: Standard and Poor, Fitch, and Moody's. Yes. So these big three firms are the world's largest firm of the credit rating companies. Right. So how this credit rating companies work and what is their exact role? So I have given you the example of what I have given you the example of company A, right? Who is selling their debt securities, right? Now, suppose that because it is a market, and this market is comprised of what? Many companies who are offering their debt securities, right? M, N, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 companies. They are offering 8%. They are offering 7%. He is offering 14%. He is offering 12%. He is offering 6%. He is offering, suppose that, 18%. He is offering 24%. He is offering just 5.5%. Why I have written this percentage? On the basis of this calculations, the 20 rupees, 20% profit and 10% profit here. Here the 10% profit, but here is 20% profit. So similarly, there are the many companies who are offering such kind of the attractive interest rate, right? 24%. OMG. So this is kind of OMG type of interest rate they are offering, and this is also oh my god type of 5.5%, where other are offering 6%, 12%, 14%, 8%, 6%, 18%, and 24%. Right. Now, one person came here in this market. This person, he put his Divyadrashti on all his companies, and while doing this Divyadrashti, means the sacred eyes, so through his sacred eyes and his knowledge, he informed this company is of Vijay Mallya. This company is of Vijay Mallya. This company of Nirav Modi, right? This company is of Crime Master Gogo, and this is Coal India Limited, and this is IOCL. Yes, CRISIL is India's credit rating company. Chit funds are scam. Nirav Modi. So now, once you will got this information with the help of this Divyadrashti, they informed you that these are the companies, and you know the history of Vijay Mallya, you know the history of Nirav Modi, you know Crime Master Gogo. So investing here in all these firms is highly risky. It's highly risky. So first we have to eliminate these options like option number 3, option number 6, option number 7. Now we are left with option number 1, 2, 4, 5 and 8. One is offering how much? 8%. They are offering how much? 7%. 4 is offering 12%. 5 is offering 6% and 8 is offering 5.5%. So first of all, you have eliminated all these things. Again, you want to know the profile of all these companies. What are their balance sheet? How they are performing? What are their past performance? One thing is you must do all this thing on your own. You can do all this thing on your own. That means a lot of time and amount each and everything. So there are certain firms who do this work and they are known as credit rating company. They are known as credit rating companies. Okay, so credit rating company is going to do the profiling of all these companies, right? They are going to do the profiling of all these company and they are going to rate them accordingly, and they have different way of doing rating. For example, one firm follow this triple A plus rating, then triple A rating, then again triple A minus kind of the rating. So there are the rating standard. Don't go in that one A plus or A minus. Means what kind of the rating you have got. You got the good rating, bad rating, average rating or moderate rating. If your rating is moderate and if your rating is very good. For example, if the rating of company this is what? It is very high rating. So rather than going to invest here, we will prefer to invest here. Why? Because if we are more inclined towards what? We want to save our money rather than taking a risk for the money. Right? So we will go for this option. Whereas the rating of this company is what? The rating of this company is not average but above average. So we are inclined to take some risk. For more profit, more risk have to be taken. So somebody have put the money here. So that can be possible when you have an idea about of the different companies, right? So these credit rating companies do this work, and they do not do this work only for the companies. They do this work profiling even for the countries also. So definitely, if for example, India and there is US, so US have very high rating. US have very high rating and India have a average to moderate rating. So both want how much? $10 billion. They want to borrow $10 billion. India also want to borrow $10 billion and US also want to borrow the $10 billion. So who is going to get money on low interest rate? Who can go for low interest rate? Because USA's rating is very high. So even if they are going to offer less amount of interest rate, people will trust on US more because they have very high what? Credit rating. So this is why credit rating become very important when especially you want to borrow. So now the beauty is what? USA will borrow at low interest rate. Suppose that USA is offering how much? USA is offering uh, 2.5% interest rate, and India is offering how much? 3.5% interest rate. So what US will do? US will borrow at the 2.5 interest rate and they will offer India at interest rate of 3.2%. Right? So this is what the good credit rating is going to allow you. You can borrow from somewhere and you can lend that money. So that's why the credit rating is very important. and only there are the few companies on which entire world trust, right? For example, in family, if you are a boy, so among the boys, right, among the boys in your family, you're all cousins and all, there is one on whom family is going to have a bigger trust than you, and there is a person on whom nobody is going to have a trust, right? And even if the boys and girls are there, then people have more trust on the girls rather than boys. अरे ये तो झूठ बोलता है, ठीक है, अरे इससे तो पूछना ही मत, डोंट आस्क हिम, ही इज अ बिग लायर, right? So your credibility is being decided by some person, right? So your credibility is decided by some person, and you have seen that कि okay, if he is saying that is true, अगर वो बोल रहा है तो सही है इसका मतलब, right? So the kind of trust he has developed. So in order to become a credit rating company first, and to win the trust, you must follow the impartial and rigorous way of doing the credit rating, right? Rigorous way, and you have to win the trust, so you must use the very impartial way of doing the credit rating, right? So sometimes what happen, अरे ये बोल रहे हैं तो सही होगा, if he is saying this thing that means it's right, right? So this is why the credit rating become very important and crucial, right? Our one of the chief means not one, but in fact last 3 4 principal economic advisor, chief economic advisor of government of India, they raise this issue with all these credit rating कि despite being good performance of India in last 20 to 25 years, the improvement in the India's credit rating is not reciprocal with respect to the performance of Indian economy, stability of Indian economy, right? So that issue will be discussed. I will discuss this issue when I'll go to discuss these things here. uh, One is debt management, that issue will come, and again the political economy and public finance, this issue will come again, right? The credit rating issue. So I hope you got some clarity. During 2008 crisis, yes, but credit rating companies too manipulate the rating sometimes in unethical way. See, the term ethical and unethical is what is a different perception in the different domain. For some people, the eating in the non-vegetarian food is completely unethical, and for some people it is not an issue of ethical and unethical, right? So what kind of the process, definitely the methodology they are going to opt, maybe you are not agree with their methodology. For example, when India raised this issue ki why our credit rating is still low, so they said that ki, look at your debt to GDP ratio. What it means that ki how much debt we have on our head. Suppose that our GDP is 100 and we have a debt of 68. So our debt to GDP ratio is 68%, right? So we have a highest, one of the highest debt to GDP ratio in the world. So they are saying this thing, ki, yes, your economy is growing fine, but still you have a huge debt, and there another factor, you import 78% of your energy needs, right? That means you are highly dependent on what? Import. So if there is a crisis which is going to be there for 1 or 2 years, it is going to be very difficult for your economy to handle that situation. So they have their own argument. They have their own arguments. So that is a matter of debate, right? That is not a matter of fact, that is a matter of debate. And when we debate on any issue, always keep this thing in your mind. No one is absolutely right, no one is absolutely wrong, right? There is a relative thing. Okay. But sir, debt to GDP ratio of Japan is more than India, even of USA too. But look at other factors also, na? Look at other factors. The per capita income and the ability to repay the debt. The debt to GDP ratio, yes, the Japan's debt to GDP ratio is very high. But the reason is their currency is highly depreciated in comparison to US dollar, number one. Number two, their ability to repay even the higher debt is also very high. And sometimes country do not agree with that thing. So that's why China has raised its own credit rating company. Until the Vijay Mallya's company defaulted, it was very good rating. All these rating are trustworthy. Do countries' credit rating agencies have government pressure or are they completely independent? Yes, yes. See, they are independent credit rating agency, but anyways, directly or indirectly, there is some pressure. Even all these big three, Fitch, Standard and Poor, and Moody's, they are always being what? They are always being accused of having a biasness towards the developed nation, right? And during this Ukraine and Russian war, they started using those credit rating companies has created, they have made this a statement कि Russian country of Russia means Russia's ability to repay the debt and each and everything is going to be very difficult. So when you are going to make this a statement, it's going to be very difficult for Russia to raise the loans, even for from those countries who are willing to help Russia, right? So that is means it's not transparent. It is not transparent completely. There is some discrepancy, some there pressure, direct pressure and direct pressure is always there. But why you people are interested in such kind of the thing? You should understand what is the credit rating. These something few things are understood. Okay, means but you are learning first time, so I can understand you are asking these questions. But what I want, you should focus on what? Focus on more understanding part, right? How can I ask my queries? Vishaka Mishra, क्यों परेशान हो? What happened? I told you if anyone have a question, they can directly ping me on Telegram channel. I can answer. पांडे जी पीडीएफ आपको तब मिलेंगे जब हम देंगे. अभी हमने दिए ही नहीं है पीडीएफ. पीडीएफ अभी मैंने सिर्फ एक ही टॉपिक का दिया है. किसका? नेशनल इनकम का. विकुल को क्या हो गया? नई क्यों लिख रहा है? Why you are writing नई? What happened? Is it clear primary and secondary market? Primary and secondary market clear है ना? So if it is clear, now we can write it as financial market. I told you कि first I will take what? Capital market and money market. Capital market can be divided into two parts: primary market secondary market. Money market is also what? Primary market and secondary market. Vishaka Mishra, this thing is only for this Telegram channel is only for paid student. Only for paid student. And I'm openly telling you, even because of this workload, even I'm not able to answer the paid student, right? So answering those who are watching these lectures freely, I can answer only in this session, not separately. So for that, you have to be a paid subscriber. To join the Telegram group, you have to be a paid subscriber. Only then you can join that group. So it's a closed group. An invitation will be sent from the application or from the admin only. Acha, if you understood all these things, then can you tell me, if I will ask you कि which secondary market is having more volume? Which secondary market is going to be have more volume means how many number of trading means volume means suppose that the volume of trade is 2 lakh crores and one market is having the trading volume of 5 lakh crores. Can you guess कि which market have a 5 lakh crore transaction on daily basis and which market is going to be have even not 2 lakh, 90,000 crore? Can you guess which secondary market is going to be bigger in the size? Yes, very good. Capital market is going to be bigger in the size. But the main question is why? 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 Give me the reason why the secondary market of capital market is going to be larger than the secondary market of money market. Why? No, 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 no. See, I told you money market is for working short term. Long term capital. So for the development of secondary market is going to develop and it is going to be expand only when the thing which is going to be sold in the secondary market at least have some validity. Here the maximum validity in this market, money market, is 1 year. The instruments which are used in the money market, they have maximum duration of 1 year, whereas the instruments which are being sold in the capital market, they have what? They have the validity up to 30 years. So this is why it is possible to develop the secondary market easily here in comparison to the money market, right? So if somebody is going to ask you why the size of the money market, secondary money market, is small than secondary market of the capital market, the reason is the secondary market is going to be expand or it is going to be developed only when there is a sufficient time to trade those securities in the security market. If the time is very less, right, and it is going to be matured, then there is a no possibility or little possibility to have a big secondary market. Yes. And one more thing. Money market, money market is only debt market. It is basically a debt market, whereas a capital market is comprised of what? Debt plus equity, both. It is comprised of both. That thing I will explain you tomorrow. Okay. So we will have a class tomorrow at 8 p.m. rather than 9 p.m. So 8 to 10:30 or sorry 8 to 9:50, or even I will try to wind up a little bit earlier. Then we will have a Zoom session at 10:30. Okay. सो एवरीबॉडी, गुड नाइट, कल मिलते हैं. हैप्पी होली टू ऑल ऑफ यू. Okay then. Bye bye. Good night.